Macy watched as the two Anunnaki and the room they were in faded into an amazing view she had seen once before. She was standing outside the same cave King Caesar's severed head was brought to by Godzilla in one of her previous memory dives. She turned around expecting to find the mighty beast, but instead found Inky, who seemed to be alone. He had had a sad expression on his face as he approached her. She sidestepped out of his way as he stopped at the cliff's edge behind her. He looked up at the cloudy sky above, Macy following his gaze. A familiar sound came from above as the clouds opened up, revealing a pair of beautiful luminescent wings tinted blue. Macy recognized the Queen of the Monsters as she descended to the cave below. Macy followed suit as Inky stepped backwards just inside the mouth of the cave, giving Mothra room to land. Macy was awestruck at the giant moth's features. From her divine wings to beautiful yet deadly legs, Macy committed it all to memory as best she could. The familiar voice flowed into her mind.
It is wonderful to see you, little Inky. But why are you sad?
The Anunnaki stepped back out of the cave as he slowly looked into the Queen's eyes.
O great Queen, most ancient and wise, I regret that I bring ill tidings.
Mothra's head cocked to one side with a questioned expression.
There is a great calamity coming. My eldest son Marduk has murdered my youngest, and the others have agreed to confront him for his transgressions. He has taken the device I have developed to allow those without the gift to communicate, and is now using it to control some of the old ones, including the great Kronos' family.
Mothra's head reared back in shock, her wings briefly fluttering.
Why? I am afraid that is my fault. In fear of repeating the same mistakes of the past, I taught him everything about our ancient history, our ways, and our downfall. I told him that this was his planet and he was to protect it. And in his heart, I know he feels like what he is doing is for the greater good. But the humans we created to live with us are still young and still learning. But Marduk sees it differently, and this perspective has warped his mind.
Mothra's wings separated and slowly folded down, showing off the Queen's mighty wingspan. She noticed the color of her wings shifted from the brilliant blue to an eerie luminescent red. Then her voice filled Macy's mind once more.
This is most terrible news, little Inky. And there is no way to prevent this. I am afraid not, my queen. I regret what has become of my firstborn, and I humbly accept your punishment for betraying your trust and the trust of the old ones. We are refugees who you accepted into your home and... Little Inky, do not apologize for something you cannot control. This is of Marduk's doing. I will beseech the others and warn them of the events to come. But above all else, we must ensure no harm comes to the future king, or chaos will once again envelop our home. Gojira must survive.
Inky bowed deeply at Mothra as the Queen of Monsters began to lift into the air. Her voice filled Macy's mind once again.
Little Inky, there is still much you do not know of your new home. I will return to you soon. Until next we meet again.
Macy watched as the Queen of the Monsters gracefully ascended back into the clouds as the memory faded into another. As the memory faded anew, Macy found herself standing next to a large, ornately armored figure. She quickly came to the conclusion that it was an Anunnaki when an unfamiliar voice caught her attention. It looked like a man, but only slightly shorter than the Anunnaki she was standing next to.
Lord Marduk.
Macy took in her surroundings as the man approached, his body covered in cloth with patches of iron plates that protected vital parts of his body. Behind him, to Macy's surprise, were what she recognized as the pyramids of Giza. To further add to her bewilderment, vast jungle forests surrounded the outskirts of the monuments and the smaller buildings surrounding them. Looking down, she realized she was atop an aqueduct. Marduk's voice drew her attention back to the man who finally made his way to the pair. "Ah, most favored Thoth, keeper of secrets and master of knowledge. I see your journey favored well."
Yes, my lord. The settlements across the sea near completion as we speak. Your people are ready for the coming war. All goes according to plan.
Good. Soon we will have all the energy we require to begin the ritual. Once all of the beacons are up and running, we will be able to summon the Beast of Ragnarok, and then nothing in the universe will stop us from forging into the stars.
It is a shame that this world is too small. It is the cradle of life for us.
And so it will stay. The Nephilim are its guardians. It will be by your hand that this planet will be maintained. We will rid this planet of the human cancer that plagues it and rebuild anew. The sound of giant footsteps pulled her attention away. She turned around to find Dagon walking along the outside path of the aqueduct. "Thank you for your report, Thoth. Now leave. I must speak with Dagon."
Yes, my lord.
Just as quickly as he appeared, the giant man was gone. Macy looked around, but could not find any trace that he was even there. Macy noticed Marduk activate a small device in a little bag he carried with him, just as Dagon reached them. He let out a roar as he turned to face the pair. "Must you do that every time we meet?"
It was noisy. Now it is quiet.
Indeed. It is good to see you, my friend. How is your family?
They are well. Mother stays with Gojira. Father returns. Have many stories.
Settling more Old One regional disputes, no doubt. I must speak with Kronos soon, I'm afraid. Macy watched as Dagon stepped closer with a questioned look on his face.
Trouble?
Yes, my friend. The Anunnaki are coming here. They seek revenge for the death of Osiris. A war is coming. I will need his help. I will need your help. If we cannot stop them, they will destroy all of us. Dagon looked away with a disturbing look on his face. A look which turned to rage as the behemoth returned his gaze to the Anunnaki. His voice filled the doctor's mind once more.
Let them come. Dagon will fight. Dagon will win.
The aqueduct, Marduk, and Dagon disappeared as the memory shifted to a view of the sky blanketed with fluffy white clouds. Realizing she was on the back of Mothra again, she dropped to her hands and knees as she gripped onto the furry hide. Surprisingly, Macy found Inky next to her, mimicking her actions as the Queen of Monsters soared through the cold air. Macy's nerves were calmed as Mothra's voice began to flow through her mind.
Are you all right, little Inky? Yes, my queen. But where are we going? The future conflict has me troubled. I am taking you to a sacred place. It is the gateway to the world beneath.
A world beneath? I do not understand.
As above, so below. We live above the planet in harmony with one another, maintaining the balance of life. But below lies another world with its own life. Only the old ones can live there. It is where many travel for the long sleep. There are those who have chosen to make that place their home. And there are those who would wish to leave and make the planet theirs.
I see. And you're afraid that this conflict will disrupt the balance?
Yes, little Inky. I must protect all life on this planet, even the ones that are dangerous. This is why Gojira must survive. He is the one who is destined to maintain this delicate world. His father, Kronos, fulfills this responsibility in his stead until the day Gojira takes his place. They are noble and wise creatures.
It seems like they have sided with my son.
And I must side with them as well.
So you will take part in the war as well?
I do what I must. We have arrived.
Mothra descended below the clouds, revealing an island that was oddly shaped like a skull. She looked around for other islands or signs of land, but all she could see was ocean. The landmass grew larger as Mothra flew over its peaks. There were all manner of life filling the island below. She even noticed a familiar creature from a past memory she had experienced. They watched as the Anguirus barked and squawked at the juvenile following close behind. She looked back at Inky, whose face was lit up with excitement as he observed everything she was. Then his facial expression shifted to a troubling look. His voice filled the doctor's mind.
My queen, I must warn you. Enlil has created an abomination to fight any old ones who may challenge him. The creature was born of Kronos' blood. I fear it would be too powerful.
Mothra let out a cry and shifted its flight pattern. Macy could feel the creature accelerate as it climbed high into the sky.
If Kronos falls, Gojira will be in danger. We must hurry.